there are spoilers in this video. Yakuza, a Japanese crime soap opera where the buff tattooed men yell at each other whilst doing literally everything else but being a Yakuza. And this time we're going to Hawaii. Welcome to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, the 8th Yakuza game, which follows a schizophrenic man by the name of Ichiban Kazuga as he invades the local homeless population with the help of John Yakuza himself. Today we will do moderate amounts of self-defense, play Pokemon with men, topple the rich, and do whatever this unhinged game has in store for us. We are Ichiban, a 40-year-old former Yakuza turned 9-to-5 employee, and we have taken it upon ourselves to help other Yakuza reintegrate into society. Our job isn't a well-paying one since we live in a dump, but at least we have some friends from the first game. This is Adachi, Namba, and Sayako. Ichiban likes Sayako a lot, and Namba along with Adachi have noticed just how awkward he is around her. So they push Ichiban into asking Sayako out on a date, and the sheer happiness of getting a date makes him do the yoinky splinky with the local homeless man. Ichiban is a 40-year-old virgin with no dating history. So his idea of Riz is asking Sayako to marry him and for her to have his kids. Anyways, this blunder made her ghost him for a whole year, and he also gets fired from his job due to a VTuber exposing him on her YouTube channel for dealing with the Yakuza. Adachi and Namba also get fired from their jobs, so they as a group of unemployed middle-aged men start LARPing and Ichiban's schizophrenia starts to act up again. Huh? They as a collective decide to infiltrate the Yakuza clan's HQ through the sewers and beat up several of its residents with our hero's bat and several gas canisters. In the clan's HQ, we come face to face with our former clan's captain, Joe Sawashiro, and he orders us to leave and go to Hawaii in order to meet our estranged mother, Akane, who was supposed to be dead. Enter Hawaii, and we immediately get held at gunpoint by our taxi driver, who also ate the envelope containing our mother's address.
Officer, help! I'm beloved. I'm pissing myself over here.
Hold on, officer. Huh? That man is not safe.
Thankfully, this guy in a wheelchair recorded the whole thing, and now he's helping us find the address. But before he's able to do that, the Hawaii Yakuza break in along with the taxi driver from prior. Turns out, he worked for this guy, Gio from JoJo's, and he wants payback for the taxi. We flee the scene of a now potential murder case and head for our mom's house. Interacting with her door transitions us into an interrogation room without my wallet, passport, or clothes. Now you might be asking yourself, how did this happen? Well, supposedly, our mother wasn't actually home, and we ran into her maid named Chitose, who fucking drugged us, and next thing we know, we are butt-ass naked on a beach, scaring the local white people.
Oh my god! A streaker!
Whoa! Surf's up, dude! The police want to incriminate us, so we assault an officer and flee the scene, but not before being saved by the John Yakuza. Turns out, Kiryu is on a mission, and he also wants her mom, so we team up and go to a karaoke bar, but not before unleashing the Dragon of Dojima on some random thugs. Well, that was productive. So anyways, now we're talking to this old woman who forces us to install her dating app in order to get over Sayako. We fill out our profile and match with a femcel who sends us feed pics in the span of 3 minutes, and we respond like any respectable man would, thus earning us a date.
Ichiban-san?
It must have been a fluke. I'll use half of my money on the Platinum membership and... We arrive back at Akane's house in order to look for clues, but we get ambushed by the Yakuza from prior. It's there where we recruit the taxi driver from before, Tomizawa, and flee after stealing a truck. We go back to Kiryu's hotel in order to rest for the night, and it's there where John Yakuza tells us that Akane has been missing for 10 days, and Chitose, the maid from before, probably sold our passport to a guy named Jeff, who runs a taco stand. Whilst discussing this, we witness a homeless man get dragged and gutted in an alleyway by the local mafia, the Barracudas.
I run this city now.
Come morning and some hobo tells us he knows where Shitoze is, and he gives us an escort number to call by the name of Pound Mates. Worth the shot.
Koko desu! Hiya!
I don't think that's... Whatever, man. Jeff wants only $30 in exchange for info about our passport, so we take a job at DoorDash and become God's greatest delivery man. We give Jeff his $30 and he tells us Shitoze is in a place called District 5, aka the Barracuda's hideout, and that they have the police right under their thumb. You can apparently only enter the compound by stealing a passport or by being a cop. So we go meet and bitch a cop named Roman. Kiryu flexes his fat stacks to Roman and he pays out our bail whilst he's at it. And now thanks to a little bit of violence, we have a way into District 5. You have what? This is why the game lets us have the male equivalent of an atom bomb. Our atom bomb just happens to be a 50-year-old Mike Tyson who's fucking dying of cancer. Anyway, so next up we're forced into an illegal Pokemon fighting ring where the top 1% of the world gamble. But instead of Pokemon, we use actual humans who we can acquire either through beating them into submission or by simply gambling for their human rights. This bastard here who just guilt-tripped us into taking a path of conquest against the discreet totally original name, is the former Sujimon champion. He's given us these 3 men to fight with, but the only one you'll have to remember is Sodachi. This ring is currently being orchestrated by the committee, and according to Sensei, they're mistreating their Sujimons and ruining the spirit of the league. But that can wait for a bit, since it's time to enter District 5, and that's where we find an underground replica of a mall filled with even more rich people. Oh, and Barracudas, who just gutted our tour guide. What a shame, I thought to myself before putting them all into a fucking coma. That was fun. But Kiryu's cancer is acting up, so we go hide in this storage room where we stumble upon the real Shitoze. Turns out even she has no clue where Akane is, and she entered District 5 in order to escape from her rich family. She is our new tour guide, and she leads us onto a runway where we get stopped by Rick Ross and his 2 goons. Next thing you know, we take an elevator and end up on the highest floor of the most expensive hotel Hawaii has to offer, which for some reason includes a gas chamber. Oh, and it's infested with barracudas. Okay, time to find out who their leader is. That fucking Danny. Okay, so someone's placed a bounty of $10 million on Akane's head, and the Barracudas, of course, do not have her. Komizawa does us a solid and creates blackmail of their boss, so now we won't be bothered by the Barracudas anymore. Anyways, fuck the story. Here's the team I've assembled for our first gym battle against the worst member of the Discreet Four, that being Jack. Standout members of the team are Sadachi, this thug, and him. Now gym battles work just like they do in Pokemon, aka you beat 2 of the gym leader's henchmen and then you can challenge the actual leader. The henchmen weren't hard to beat, but Jack should think about tying a noose. I had several problems against them. For context, the battles are just like Pokemon as well. There's only 5 types. There's Blaze, Nature, Frost, Light, and Shadow. Jack has 3 Light types, and to counter that, I had only 1 Shadow type. But the problem is that Light and Shadow types crit against each other. My Shadow type is fast, but he has fuck all damage and health, which means he's useless against Jack's Light types most of the time. But he can damage them by doing a special attack. And this brings us to problem number 2. I suck absolute ass at rolling the special attacks. You spin a wheel and it can stop on 3 different results which range from bad to good. Guess which one I kept hitting? Oh my god. Please, I'm f***ing begging you. I'm begging you. Oh, yes! Wasn't even close, baby. Wasn't even close. Oh my god. Jack, go yourself. You're obese and you should be shot like an elephant. Thank god that's now done with. Jack got washed by us so badly the rest of the Discreet Four and the current champion king showed up. Our next enemy will be Queen, and our choices from here were to either volunteer at a food bank and progress the story, or continue fighting with my band of men. Let's just say, I'm not doing charity work for free, so I'll go after Queen. After every gym, we'll need to level up our Sujimons by at least 10 levels. So whilst we grinded, I rolled for new men every chance I had, and this time I got the samurai, who will be an important part of our team from now on. No other changes were made, and the grind to Queen was pretty quick. Her hideout is by the beach, and she uses her tier 3 subs to fight for her. My 3 followers are a bunch of lonely men, so we spent the first 5 minutes watching them act like any respectable man would. Back to the battles, and most of Queen's units are frost types, and this proved to be a little bit of a problem for us, since we have only one nature type to counter them. This forced us to go out of our way to roll and look for more nature types, and we got these 2 integral parts of the team along with these 2 fathers, and we made short work of Queen. Next up, Ace and his dojo. Sadachi declares a dojo war against him, and they wager their dojo signs as the stakes. This was the easiest fight so far, and nothing really happened. After the fight, we leave Sadachi's 2 students to trade in Ace's dojo. Anyways, there's only 2 gyms left, and next is Joker. But whilst leveling up for him, we get called back to the dojo. Turns out Joker showed up to the dojo armed and committed multiple counts of manslaughter, whilst taking Sadachi's 2 students as hostages. Sadachi asks Ace to trade him in order to grow strong enough to save his students. So we leave for literally a minute and then get called back instantly. I just left. Let me do my thing. Oh my god, I'm coming back. Turns out this training was effective enough to make Sadachi into the honored one. He's now evolved into Super Sadachi, and we seize this moment and take him to Joker's hideout immediately. And he by himself manhandles 3 straight teams of Joker's minions. Fucking out of them. Oh my god. He ended up beating them so hard my game turned into window mode, and he made short work of Joker himself. Sadachi unfortunately turns back into his normal self, and now Joker, the supposed strongest man in Hawaii, attacks us and gets embarrassed so badly the king and the committee show up. Oh! The king invites us to challenge him, and turns out he's the Sujimon sensei's old pupil, and he's only working for the committee thanks to them taking care of his ill mother. The committee gives King a button which will turn off all the lights and void all the bets, causing no harm to the investors and making the battle draw. It's now time to face against the best trainer in the world, and this is our current team of 5-star athletes. We have Sadachi, Botanist, Surfer, him, Frederick Pletterface, and the Samurai. Just do this. Do millions of damage. Sadachi, fucking get him! Yes! I'm finally free! I don't have to play the fucking game mode anymore. I'm free! Turns out our grind might have gone way too far. A total of 12 hours playing this game mode made our team strong enough to first try the king, and just like that, we become the champions. King didn't end up pressing the button, and now the investors lost so much money the league is going under, and the top 1% of the world are now mad at us. Oh my god, I'm so fucked! Level 31? Oh my god! Oh my god! I have no way of winning this.